Hey everybody, it's Cody, Dixon RC, coming. We're going to do something new, a new series. So I've got a TRX-4 Sport kit so we can build it. Today we're going to go over everything that's included in it, what it comes with, things like that. Probably do a little bit of building, probably just part one, which is, I think the axles are probably the first thing you build in this kit. So generally every kit's axles first. So this kit is a TRX-4 Sport that comes, you have to build it. It comes with the sport body along with the Expedition rack, and it comes with the front and rear molded, or the front molded grill with the light buckets and the rear tailgate piece with the taillights with the molded pieces as well. Of course, it's got a waterproof receiver box. All of them do. Pretty much everything else is the same as a Sport, just not put together. You have no electronics, so you have to get your own electronics. But it comes with everything else, of course, metal gears, trans, the portals have metal gears, everything else like that. But it has all the accessories for the Expedition rack that goes on it. Let's see, you can kind of see it right there. It comes with all those pieces like that, which is nice. The body is pre-cut, comes with window mask, the whole deal. We'll get to that in just a second. So let's go ahead and open it up. I've already taken the cellophane off of it because I wanted to look at it anyway. Oh, of course, you haven't noticed this here is my new contraption I built. I've got a camera here that's going to shine down. This will be the first time using it. If you do not see this angles, because it did not work the way I wanted it to. So, it may be there, it may not be there. So, just hard to tell how that's going to go. You probably won't see it until I start building stuff, kind of deal. So, but like I say, if you do not see it, I didn't use it. So, we'll just go that route there. So, of course, when you open up on the top, the first thing you have that you see is going to be all the Expedition rack stuff. Looks like front and rear bumpers, body mounts, side steps. Yeah, Expedition mount, all that stuff like that. Of course, you get a nice little small rear bumper that's got a hitch on it. Then, of course, you have tires that are pre-mounted. Are they glued? They are not glued. So you have pre-mounted tires that are not glued, which is good because if you want to go ahead and add B-locks from the get-go, you're good to go there. Of course, then you have your body pre-painted. Pre-cut along for the grill, which is nice because that is a booger to cut out along with then the rear taillights. But the downside, it has all the holes for the Expedition rack, which of course if you decided you did not want to run that, that's tough because there ain't nothing you can do about it. Oh, it has the holes for the snorkel and the mirrors as well. That's nice because those are kind of a pain to cut. They're not really hard to cut. It's hard to get it correct. That's the biggest thing. And then shocks, they are pre-built. Nice. That's something you don't see very often. It comes with some fluid. Looks like it comes with some sort of way to fill them without making a mess. We'll get into that for too long. And every bag is like, that says dampeners bag, which is great. Chassis plastics bag. Looks like everything is labeled really well to tell you exactly where things go. Electronics bag, which is your pinion gear. It actually comes with a pinion. Nice. That's cool too. A transmission bag has all the gears in it, all the plastics to build the transmission. Front axles, you get a front axle kit. It has everything in it to build the fronts. And you get rear, of course. That one's not labeled. What? Oh well. Driveline bag, you do have to build your own drive shafts, which are okay. That's not too big of a deal. Your extra bag, which comes with some grease, a keyway, a four-way key lug, and then your hex drivers, chassis rails, pre-assembled link kits. That's pretty cool. Something you don't see very often is them pre-assembled. Usually you have to build them yourself, and that sucks always anyway. All right, so your axle spools, you get lock spools, of course. Your gift sets, your bearings and your screws, and then a bag with the full instruction manual. I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, so the cool thing about this instruction manual is something that most other manufacturers need to jump on board with, in my opinion, is it is color. Of course, you can't see it that way. I'll turn it this way. Color instructions. Now, color's not necessarily a big deal, but it is nice to have. It does help a little bit, that kind of deal. So I want to see what that little piece is for the shocks before we get into it. It does not say. Fill shockle. Okay, well, okay, anyway. Of course, comes with your warranty support book in multiple languages, and of course, it has the breakout, you know, your parts assemblies. This is going to be stickers for the truck, which of course includes window mask, and then of course, if you wanted to just paint everything, it comes with the outside window mask as well. I'm going to move this. I don't know where I'm going to put all this yet. I got to find somewhere to put most of this stuff though, because body clips are in there as well. I don't really have anywhere to put any of this stuff, guys. All right, so we're going to do that. Probably the first thing, let's see what the first thing it wants you to build. Transmission. Cool, okay. All right, so I'm going to, I don't know where I'm going to put this camera that you see me at, probably on the side like normal, but I am going to try and use this camera here to get some shots as well. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll go there, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, so we're back. So we're going to do the transmission bag first. Of course, you'll see me do this occasionally because I'm going to try and make it where you can see that there. Get my trusty Fisker scissors out to cut all my bags up. So put all the plastic stuff over here out of the way. First part, I want you to take the transmission side here like that. Always try and match them up to make them look. All these bearings are the same size, it looks like, so just put them in there and make sure they fit in there nice and tight. Flip it over. Or no, that's the other one. Yeah, this could be the hard one because you got to be able to stick your finger way down in there like that. There it goes. There it goes. Bearing that goes. Watch that there. There's a bearing on the other side here. Right, so there's one there, two inside there, and two inside there. That's it as far as that goes. Make sure they're flush. You know, that kind of deal there as well. I'll show you guys. So there's two on this side, none on this side, two inside here, and then one on the outside there. So that there. I'll put these gears right here. I got some stuff in the way. So I'm assuming this is probably, yeah, this is the right one here. Take this one, there's a short shaft. You take a pin, it's over here. Take the 1/18 tooth input gear, which most of the time the pictures will show the same general idea of what it looks like. Yeah, like that there. So you take the other output shaft, put the other pin in it. Take the single speed gear, which is this one here. Shove it in there. Always make sure it fits in there just right. I need to go get some grease because I do not have any. And that didn't work the way I wanted it to. I'll be right back. Got me some grease. Just put, you know, everybody does this different as far as that goes, because you could put a whole bunch on there. That's fine as well. A whole bunch is generally not needed, but sometimes it is. It just depends on who you are, really and truly. That's a lot there. I generally just try and cake each gear the best way you can, kind of deal. Just make sure you get even coverage. That's pretty much all that really matters as far as that goes. So keep that over there to the side. Flip to the next page. All right, so you'll take the big main one here. I was trying to figure out, you know what, they could do better on that. That is horrible as far as that. Okay, so like that. So you'll take this gear here, goes on that side there. There it goes. So we're good there. This one goes in here like this. I'm assuming. Oh, I put it in wrong. How about that? I did. I wondered why that didn't go in there right. All right, so now to put this in the correct way, you go this way here, like that, and then this one goes here, because you want to make sure the gears touch. That's kind of the process there. You want to make sure they touch. Then you put the gears together, or you put the cases together. Yeah, like that there. There's not very much to this transmission. I'm sure the 2-speed transmission is wild as far as how that's built. I'm sure it's crazy at all the stuff that goes into that, to that one, because there's a lot happening in it as far as shifting mechanisms and stuff like that. So there you go there. It's got a plug that goes into, looks like right here, because that's where that's where the shift cable goes, I think. That's what it looks like anyway. Trying to shove that in there. Of course, it doesn't go easy. Anyway, so we'll put all the screws in. This part here. Well located in. Please be 2mm. It looks like they are, which is good. That's what you want, because it's easier to deal with. 2.5 is a pain for these. So it looks like it's held in with 4 screws on this, 3 screws on this side, and then 2 on that side. And it does do a pretty good job of giving you colors of where things go, kind of deal, which is nice. That's good. Most places, most of them don't do that. We're going to move over to our little drill, because on the back side go in a weird spot. They're around this bearing here. You kind of have to look for it as far as that goes. So that's good there. Those gears over there. All right, and then you're done with that. Of course, I'm sweating all over the place. We're trying to get ready for the hurricane that's coming, if it actually comes this way, which I don't know if it is or not. Anyway, so so this only goes one way onto this. You can see it. You want to put bearings on, looks like on the side. Well, that don't look. So you'll sit it like that. Okay, you just put all bearings. I was just trying to, it's confusing looking there. Let's see where that could be a problem to somebody. So you take it there. And of course, this side, they want you to put bearings in here as well. I'm assuming because that's where most of the 2-speed stuff goes, but you're not using any of the 2-speed stuff, so you just put a bearing in there to seal it up. Then you flip it around. Oh no, there's gears in it. Okay, cool, never mind. Got ahead of myself there. You'll take, I think all these gears are the same. Yeah, they're all 27 turns, 27 tooth, excuse me. So you'll take this. So that one goes, the small one goes on there. Make sure when you do this, you take, well, that sucks, but, so I want you to put the pin in the hole here on this side, gear this way, like that. And of course, when it goes down, there's these little plastic washers. They want you to use those first as far as how that goes. So those, that's what rubs friction against the bearing kind of deal. It looks like that's there for the, okay then. There it goes. All right, there we go. So we got clearance, we got all that is good there. Got to be sure, remember to pop this bearing back in over here because it did not want to do right. And I see why. Holy moly. There it goes. Okay, so we're good there. So the other next thing to remember to do is put grease on this. Of course, like I just said a minute ago, it's not necessarily, you don't have to put a whole bunch on here kind of deal. Which is a good idea to have some though, because you want it to touch everything. There's no grease there. Let's do that. I'd say pack it in between the three and turn it kind of deal if you can. That's a good way to get a lot of grease in a lot of places. That seems to be pretty good there. So we'll keep that there. Take this cap, and this is why they put bearings on here, because of that. And of course, one shaft has to come out because for the drive shaft itself, so it only goes one way technically. There, and you got your 3 screws. And that's it. That is the transmission case for the TRX-4 Sport. Of course, always make sure it turns nice and smooth whenever you put it together to make sure there's no binding inside of there. Next step is going to be put the slipper clutch and the spur gear on it. Of course, that's all the same piece, so to speak. So it wants you to take, so you get outside here, set it like that. You'll take your spur gear, and then you put your friction backing material pad on each one. It's pretty simple to do. You take the glue off the backside and put it on, just like every other one. You know what's so crazy is that Traxxas has these, and they're so small compared to, say, an axial spur gear. It's wild at the size difference anyway. I know that's just the way it is, but they figured out the way to do it a little bit smaller. So you just follow the directions in here. Put the spur gear on, take the other side, your washer here. It will only go one way. All right, so now's where the fun part comes in with looking at your washers here. These are spring washers that have a concave to them. I'm gonna try and show you. It's gonna be hard to see in the camera, I'm sure, if you don't see it there. You kind of have a bevel, there's a bevel to it. And it shows you exactly how to do it here when you put it together. So it points that way, meaning the bevel points this way. Then you put one in that points it towards itself. And then you do the same on the other one as well. You have one pointing out, then one pointing in. And in, I mean this way. Then your metal washer. And then your, well, wherever it went, your nut here, and you just tighten it down. There's no particular way I mean, you can tighten it down as tight as you really want it, I guess, so to speak. 7 mil here. I want you to put a, I see, yeah, 1.5 I got right here. All right, and there it is. So here's your TRX-4 Sport completed transmission. Without pressing this dude in here. I haven't done that all the way yet, but it's kind of a pain to put in. So there you go. There's that. And so for the next couple of videos, I'm going to do time lapse with the up camera. Because this is going to take forever, and I don't want y'all to hear me blabbing and sweating and so forth and so on. So we're just going to do that, and I'll be back shortly. If I run into something that's cool that you need to see kind of deal, we'll talk about that. I'll stop it and we'll talk about it. But until then, I'll see you then. Okay, so we're back. So I don't think I got full footage with the time lapse with the camera because I think it cut off. I think the battery died. So we got the transmission done. It's built, ready to go with the spur gear, with the slipper plates on it and everything. Built the rear axles go together good. Front. Now, I want to give you some pointers here. Not pointers, there's no pointers. This actually goes together very smoothly. The instructions are very nice, being their color. The way they describe everything is very nice. It's very good. Better than any other manufacturer when you build a kit. Most of the bolts, actually every bolt that needs to be thread locked is thread locked. It comes thread locked from the factory. All the spool bolts, there's 6 of them. Every one of those are, they're not 6, there's 4. They are thread locked from the factory. So you do not have to worry about dealing with thread locker. That is phenomenal. Probably the best thing ever as far as that goes, because I always forget thread locker. I don't forget grease, but I always forget thread locker. I used Cal RC Udder Butter for this build for him. This build is for somebody else. They're allowing me to film it while I build it. So this is part 1, transmission axles and the unboxing, and we will get to part 2 the next video. The next video will probably be everything else. Since the shocks are put together, the links put together, there's really nothing major left. We're going to upgrade a few things while we're building it. We're going to put a Bauhaus skid and a Bauhaus battery tray on it. And I'm waiting on him to let me know the rest of the things he wants, like maybe he wants to put a Dixieland steering link on it and a few other little things. He might want to change out the links as well. So I'm waiting on him to let me know. And then once I found that out, we're going to build the rest of it. So we'll see you then. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks everybody.